What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today, we're continuing the Toronto Maple Leafs 2024-2025 player previews. And as you can see by the title, we're talking about Calle Jarnkrok today. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Love talking Maple Leafs, and I love talking with you guys. So sound off in the comments. Recommend what you guys want to see next. But definitely a lot of news, rumors, trade talk, everything like that will be leading into the season. I hope you guys will enjoy. But Calle Jarnkrok is probably one of the more interesting players going into the season, because at the time I'm recording this video, even though we're getting close to September, you know, it's getting to the end of August, which is crazy. I feel like the summer just started, but it seems as though that Calle Jarnkrok is a guy that a lot of people thought should get traded in the offseason in order to free up some cap space. But I said to some of those people that sure, for the right move, I would also be listening to something like that. But I would say also be careful what you wish for, because guys like this don't grow on trees. And we'll get to that in this video. But Calle Jarnkrok, 32 years old, from Sweden. He was a former second round pick of Detroit, but he has been pretty damn good since coming to Toronto. He had a 20-goal season in the 22-23 season with 39 points. And then this past year, only playing in 52 games, he had 21 points, but still had that 10 goals for that depth scoring. Now, what I mean by be careful what you wish for is he's got a $2.1 million cap hit, right? And what I wanted to go back to as well is you can see the minutes that this guy can play. And it's because Calle Jarnkrok is a type of guy that gets bounced around the lineup a lot, and he doesn't have like a solidified spot. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Jarnkrok is also a defensive specialist when it comes to a forward. This guy can play really well defensively, but still pot some goals. Like scoring 10 goals, but being put on a shutdown line or being the shutdown guy on those lines is pretty difficult to do sometimes. And the fact that he scored 20 the year before, the Leafs have definitely put him more in a defensive role. And under Craig Berube, I can definitely see that goal production being around the same, if not less, because he's going to get more defensive responsibility. And at $2.1 million, if Calle Jarnkrok can score 10 goals, but be tasked with helping a lot of young forwards develop into defensive forwards, or being the defensive stopgap for most lines, you're getting good value. And if we go back to the contract, I'm just going to pull it up here for a second. He's in year 3 of 4 of this contract. I could see Jarnkrok being a guy that stays for cheap once this contract is done, because I do believe he is a really good depth piece. But I still think there's an outside chance that if the Maple Leafs are looking at doing something late in the year, if they sign a PTO and that player, you know, performs really well and they feel like they have to do something, Calle Jarnkrok could be a guy that they look to move. But I just don't think this is the guy that you should be moving. There's a few other guys on this team that I do believe are less responsible for the production and the defensive side of this team, that are less valuable, that the Leafs should consider cutting off first. I think Jarnkrok is a guy that, again, if you need him to play in the top 6 for a few games, to be a guy that just closes the gap, you're going to get him up in the lineup. If you need a guy that needs to play on a third line, a checking line defensively, he can play there. You need him on a penalty kill, he'll definitely be out there on a penalty kill. Do you want him on the 4th line? He can play on the 4th line. He's literally everywhere, all over this lineup. So I don't think it's a great idea for people to say, look, right before the season, we'll just move from him and sign somebody else and it's not going to matter. No, like, that's not a smart decision in my opinion. And if we look at the lineup, Jarnkrok becomes a really important piece in this bottom 6, because the fact that he can score 10 to 15 and even 20 goals, he's done it many times in his career. Again, we'll go back, or sorry, not many times. He's done close to 20 goals. The most goals he's ever scored was with Toronto. But you can see he's in the 15 to 20 goal mark almost every single season. The guy is always scoring 10 plus goals. But he becomes really important on this third line to play with Max Domi if he is going to play on that third line, because I don't think Pontus Holmberg is going to be in the spot. I think there's a chance that he ends up on the fourth line or being the extra guy for this team. Bobby McMahon could potentially be on the third line. But I look at this spot and I think, okay, if the Maple Leafs re-sign Nick Robertson, the Domi Jarnkrok connection with Robertson worked last year, so that works and we know that. Or is it going to be Easton Cowan, which I brought up in his player preview previously, is that third line could be effective. You would have a defensive guy in Jarnkrok, you would have a playmaker in Domi, and you would have a finisher in either Cowan or Robertson. That could be a fun line. It could be a really good line. Who knows? It could be a train wreck, but I think it would work. Like I said, I happen to really like Calle Jarnkrok. I think that his place on this team should be solidified. He's a guy that bounces all over the lineup. He's got a good contract. $2.1 million right now is almost nothing in the NHL. The cap percentage, the amount of money that's being poured into these players right now is going up and up and up. As the cap gets higher, the cap percentage of what players want gets higher. And look, that NHLPA is going to be making their players get a lot of money. The agents are making sure they get that increase as soon as that cap increase goes up. So a guy like Calle Jarnkrok, very valuable, and I think you guys would probably agree with me too. So if you guys enjoyed this quick video, make sure to like and subscribe. Player previews coming back to back. I feel like every day there's going to be a new player preview. So make sure to stick around. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Sound off in the comments right now. Calle Jarnkrok, what do you guys think? Should he be a Maple Leaf or should they let him go? I think he should stay. Peace.